Right, should be live. Hello everyone, I'm going to be streaming hopefully for more than 10 minutes today. I think I've fixed the keyframing issue that I was having, that I thought that was to do with OBS, sorry, with YouTube, but it's actually to do with OBS, so hopefully I've fixed that. This is going to be a short clip ready for next week, between the Daleks of Conquest Army Zero, the army of my own creation. This is Subcommander Lex, this guy selected here, and this is Special Weapons Dalek Blaine, and this is just a general Dalek that's having a nap. So yes, it's just going to be a little conversation between these two, and hopefully people will enjoy it. So this is the first shot. So Lex needs to come up here. I think what I'll do, actually, to make it a little bit more interesting, is how it starts. Plane. Let's make it 3 seconds. No, 6. Camera settle down a bit. And I want Lex to be here by 200, so I'll start him off there. Get another camera. Moving back. Up to the other camera. Then hello, Shadow Fox. So the only problem with these special weapons Daleks that's probably because the mic's off center. Is it really distracting? Because I don't think, can I do anything about that? This is, oh, for the love of it. Hang on a second. Apparently I'm not sending keyframes often enough. So let's try 2. Right. Let's have a sound. Yeah, it should be balanced. Right, so have him start talking. No, I need Blaine to react to. Let's have him raise his gun a little bit. He's not asleep, he's just... Blaine's actually the tactical officer of Conquest Army Zero, so when he's not on combat duty, he spends most of his time reviewing battle footage or coming up with strategies. Just he can transfer to a normal travel machine, but he prefers to stay like this. I mean, if you're a Dalek, I think you'd prefer just to be a big gun. So I'll have 5 viewers. Hello, everyone. Didn't know if anyone would be watching because of the time. It is currently 22 in the afternoon in where I am. Where? There we are. The good thing is that I don't actually have to set this controller up for Blaine because he doesn't have any lights. Although I might actually give him lights at some point. Not for this sure though. What this is a way of making the Dalek lights flash in, hang on a minute, monograph selection, you idiot. Sample effector. Whereabouts are you, Shadow Fox? I'm assuming America or somewhere. Okay, so that's the sound. You might be able to hear the from that. This might be a bit loud.
Blaine,
yeah, so when that plays, whatever I connect this little circuit to will make it flash. I used to have it hooked up to actual lights because that's what they do in the series, but it never looked as good. I couldn't never get it right. So what I did instead was, if I just grab this camera, if you look on, oops, it's actually there. See, either these cameras are really sensitive or they don't move at all. So you see Lex's ears, they're just a solid colour, and if I change the brightness, it actually changed the luminance of that material, so it looks like the whole thing has been illuminated. I think that just looks a little bit better than what I had before. Australia, oh well. Whereabouts? Oops, I didn't actually mean to do that. Yes, so I then grab, where is, now the trouble, I need to make a separate texture. The way Cinema 4D works is if you've got like multiple textures that are the same, it will just group them all together and tell them to be assigned to different areas. So if I took this one texture and put it on this circuit here, it would light up both of these Daleks. So I need to rename this ear lamp Lex, go to his head, and oh, hang on. No, I don't actually. No, I don't, because I'm being stupid. He actually has a different coloured ear. Tasmania, nice. Hello, Ace. So you see that's now just a solid colour. The way you can adjust that, it's not going to flash at all, it's just going to be on or off. So you take the strength down to about, say, 25. Hey, the error message has disappeared. Oh, it's back. Ah, I am using it keeps telling me to use a keyframe frequency of 4 seconds or less. I've got a keyframe frequency of 2. Before that it was 0. If the stream becomes choppy or starts buffering, just let me know. So, I've adjusted that. So you see now it flashes a little bit. You can still adjust that more. Right? If I play, that's the waveform down here of the voice. I could set it up so that it would be only on the loudest parts, so it would flash kind of as I was talking as a Dalek. Whereas now it's just reacting to the entire waveform. Which, if I do that,
Blaine, I had to go question. They have a hyperthestion.
you just called him a fool. I've just realised something as well. Hello, 90s TARDIS locator. Do you only locate TARDISes in the 90s? Thank you for the compliment. I've just realised something. I've done something very silly. This particular model of Special Weapons Dalek can't actually rotate its turret because it's not set up that way. So I'm going to have to remake. I'm going to have to give Blaine a different casing. But I will cheat for the moment, and I will have him just rotate like that.
Blaine, go question.
So that's 350. I need to open my editor. That was last week's video, which I don't need anymore, and I don't need that, and I don't need that. I don't need Spyfall. I'll keep those two just in case because I might need the sound effects from them. This one is short. Let's try it. Short. I'll just call it short 12. The idea of this short is that Lex asks Blaine the optimist or pessimist question, but they do it in a Dalek way. So instead of like glass half full or half empty, it's like your gun is half charged or half depleted, and Blaine answers in a typical Special Weapons Dalek man. How was it off by a few frames? Was the Daleks not clinging to the conveyor belt? Stop motion then? I did in college we were told to do a claymation stop motion animation thing. Brain's gone blank. Yeah. So I made a plasticine Dalek and printed off a very basic scene, and in the video you had to feature a ball. That was like the only specified thing. So I had this little ball, kind of like creature thing, rolling up to a Dalek, and it was messing around, and then the Dalek just shot it. People were like, "Oh." Have I seen the new Cyberman design? Yes, I actually watched the Doctor Who. I've only missed one, and that was the mental health one, and I'm glad I missed it because apparently it was horrible. The new Cyberman design, it looks like they've raided the it looks like they've raided costume shop and put different bits together. I like them, but I do like that kind of like heavy armor look. But we'll see where this show is going, because I do think that last episode was the strongest, but unfortunately that's not saying much. I did enjoy Spyfall. I've not found anything really kind of offensive with the show. Unlike some people, they tend to go off on tangents. I do think it's a bit preachy. Yeah, they were a little bit invasion, because I like the I did like the Capaldi Cybermen. They kind of look like Iron Man a little bit. Though I will always have a weakness for the 80s Cybermen. I can actually do the... Hang on a minute. I can actually do the Capaldi era Cyberman voice. What am I doing? What am I... Oh! Wait a minute. Wait, what? Ah, yes. So I completely blanked out then. Yep, Earthshark. Although I do prefer Attack of the... I don't know why, there's something about the Attack of the Cybermen, because I'm not... I do like the fact you can see their faces, so their mouths, but I prefer them not to have any remnants of humanity at all. Okay, so that's the first one done. That's set, No, I need that to be all frames. Six seconds isn't that long. Why was it so short? I mean, at least with 12 seconds, yes. Was that the choice of your tutor or teacher? Or just... That works. That's cool. Sorry if the sound's a bit weird when it plays. I've not got headphones in at the minute because my... Ah, I see. Has anyone ever seen that stop motion animation with the Yorkshire Cyberman and the it's kind of like the Lego version before Lego did the actual Lego Daleks. I think it was Character Builders. They did Cybermen and Daleks, and there's the Yorkshire Cyberman in it. It was, hey, all right. It was really kind of fun. He was complaining about Adobe Photoshop, and what's his name? The Dalek was called Jeremy or something. Hey up, Jeremy lad. How's thee? The Dalek was complaining about it. I'm so bored. I want to play a game. I will check when I've finished. Actually, I've got to open now. Ooh! Ooh, you're working in Blender. You're brave. Is there any way with Blender, if you could do a symmetry, because and don't take this as a negative criticism, but the handle on the left of the head is further out. I'm sure you've noticed, but I like that. I need to get around to making a Cyberman, but yeah. Right, number 2. Who's brave? Oh, cool. Let's have a look at my little script. Yeah, so I just need a couple of seconds. Right. Well, I'd be keen to see. Do you plan on doing some animations, or are you just modelling it for fun? Right, so I disable that. Turn off that. Just this one will be. Oh, hang on. So I need to. Where's Blaine? There you are. Delete your keyframes so you stay where you are. A Cyberman comic would be cool. The benefit. See, I'm always tempted to do comics because comics are easier than. Well, I say easier. They're less intensive than animation because obviously you only have to do panels, but then again you have to make it look like things are moving and not just static images. So I'm just going to have this as a 2-second shot. I'll have a small camera movement. No, let's make it 3. Let's go mad. The Cyberman for Second Empire will be fun if I ever get to that point. Animation is kind of addictive. Many a time I have sat down to do some modelling and I've kind of moved something in an interesting way and let's see if that worked. And it's turned into like a 4-month animation, which then I've scrapped, which is annoying. I also need to. No, I don't, because I've turned off the sound. Do that. I wish all renders were that fast. So, and then put that in there. So Lex says his line.
Blaine, I have a hypothetical question for you.
Blaine's like, oh, what? I've just woken up. So, save this as number 3. I'd never delete stuff, honestly. I've still got some of my very, very early models which are horrible, but I use them as like motivation to see where this is what I used to do, because my very first Dalek was I took a free Dalek model I got, I can't remember where it was from, and I started messing with it, like enlarging things, changing things. They look horrible. What can we expect to see from your Multiverse series in the future? Well, it's not going to be a very long series. I've written parts 3 I've written part 3. My friend Phil has written part 4. I know where the story is going. I think there's probably going to be about 10 parts in total, but it's also opening up because obviously Second Empire isn't my creation. It's I've created things in it, but this multiverse idea will then allow me to explore my Daleks, which are basically the blue and silver NSDs, and I might tell more stories in that universe, which then also would allow me to bring in the Doctor, because I decided a long time ago, well, I've been kind of like back and forth a lot, if I should include the Doctor and Gallifrey in Second Empire, and I decided against it because while he would be a fun foil for the Daleks, it raises too many kind of like possibilities. Like why you're also getting the Doctor could turn up and do this, and it just messes with things. But I do one day want to do my own Doctor Who sort of series, and I've written stories for it. Sorry, that was a very very long-winded, rambly way of saying things. A couple of people also asked if Multiverse is going to take the place of Second Empire. No, it's not. It's just a quicker thing for me to do. I can get, if I pull my finger out, I can get a episode done in about a month. It would be my own Doctor. It would. I'm not sure how I'd do it, because if I did my own Doctor Who, I would have to basically start from the beginning. But then I'd have to also feel like I'd have to. He would basically be based on like the Ninth Doctor, and it would. If you want to know, I can tell you the first bits of story I have written for him. Actually involves the Cybermen.
Your main weapon.
Oh, I love the Dalek Empire series. The only one I'm not too keen on is Dalek Empire 4. The character of Cade just kind of, I don't know what it is about him. Kind of annoys me, but I've listened to Dalek Empire 1 and 2 so many times. Dalek Empire 3 is good as well, but it drags on a little bit. The last, say, 3 chapters are the best. Especially with, it's chapter 4 that starts with the pure Dalek scene. No, not really a Peter Cushing version. Because I'd need the Doctor to be active, and I couldn't really have a Peter Cushing aged Doctor. Although he was actually my first Doctor I ever saw, which was cool, so I might have to reference him. Basically, my Doctor Who would start with the TARDIS being chased by a cyber ship. The Cybermen have learned rudimentary time travel technology, but they have also learned not to interfere with time too much, because they do it as like a defense from the Time Lords. So the TARDIS literally gets shot down. I've got either 2 options. I can either have him have a companion in the TARDIS with him, and that companion is killed, kind of forcing him to kind of reevaluate his bringing companions into the universe. Anyway, or the companion just isn't there. So he crashes on this planet, and it's a human colony, and is basically rescued by this couple. Her name, I can't remember their names. That is bad when you can't remember names of your own characters. Oh yeah, I was lazy. I used my middle name James, and my girlfriend Catherine. So yeah, and they basically find the Doctor, and she is she's medically trained, so she basically knows how to treat basic injuries, and obviously she knows that he isn't human. Again, I'm not sure if they're going to know about Time Lords. Again, there's probably going to be stories about them, of like meddling and godlike sort of like complexes. But the place they bring him is James's mother's house. It's like a mansion sort of thing, and it's actually going to be a I'm going to say brothel, but it's like a civilized, not seedy brothel. Wait a minute, is that right? No, God, that was what it was going to be, and it's not now. Sorry. The Doctor ends up in a sex dungeon. No, he doesn't. Okay, so the Doctor's taken to this this house that has its own medical wing, because what it is, it's actually a refuge for people with no home. That's what it is. And obviously the Cybermen eventually follow him. The Doctor can't do anything to defend this planet, and it actually gets taken over. He manages to cram nearly everyone that's in this house into the TARDIS. It's probably about 75 people, including James, Catherine, his mother, and like a load of other people. The house is essentially like a place where people that are either abandoned or they literally don't fit into society. So, but they don't sponge off the people. Anyone that does is like kicked out. They have to earn their living. Right, let's try. Trying to talk and animate at the same time is tricky. And that's pretty much all I've got so far. As I said, these two companions, they're a couple, so it's... people will probably say, oh, it's like the Amy and Rory thing. Not really. It's, but they're both knowledgeable as well. Like, he's like an engineer, and she's almost a scientist. It's still very, very rough. I've got ideas of where I want to go. Obviously the Dalek's going to be involved. Always wanted to do something with the Ice Warriors, Santarans. Wait, what?
Your only choice.
What are you doing? And that's what I get for not paying attention.
Only choice.
Have you, in terms of TARDIS interiors, it would be very kind of Star Trek-y. None of this like organic looking stuff with higgledy-piggledy junky like consoles. It would be either touchscreen controls, big monitors. The TARDIS is a have you ever seen the Rob's Doctor Who Images website? Because that's what it would be heavily based on. Why does it do that? I hate that. I can't overwrite it. Is it because it was selected? Let's try again. No, it's not. So I'll delete that. I love the idea of the TARDIS having like a forest, like an inside. It's like you go into it's almost like an arboretum, but it's like grown out of control, and I've always thought the TARDIS is underutilized because it's so big, but you never really. In all of the show's history, we've seen barely any. I know we've had episodes of inside the TARDIS, but
Your only choice.
what are you doing?
Your main weapon has the capacity of 1,000.
Yeah, that's right. So for some reason, it's playing the wrong clip. Huh. And I don't know why.
Your main weapon has a
Yes, that's the main weapon.
Your main weapon.
Yeah.
Your main weapon has the capacity of.
Yes, that's right. Just delete that. Oops. Let's put that back. No, that's just done the same thing, isn't it?
Your only.
Why is this doing this now? Let's try rendering that again. Ah.
Your weapon has the capacity.
Okay, so that is definitely playing the right sound clip now. Whether it does or doesn't when I go to put it in the editor could be a problem. For some reason, Cinema 4D does this sometimes. It's one of the reasons why I always try and give the audio files like unique names so they can't be mistaken. I don't call them track 1, track 2. I'll give them like an abbreviation of the scene name. Because sometimes, say if I had track 1, and I loaded it into this, there would always already be a track 1 in where all the textures and sound files are kept that Cinema 4D reads. So it would then replace the one I wanted with one that was probably used years ago. So it would be Gretchen Arl saying "I obey" or something random. Still complaining about my keyframes. I don't know why. Okay, let's see if this worked.
Your own.
Ugh. Oh, wait a second, am I being... No, I am. I don't get why it's doing this.
choice of answers are charged or depleted.
Which is the wrong bloody... Hang on a second. It's doing something really... Let's just try calling that something else. Because now I don't understand at all. Yeah, the current interior just looks dumb. It's like, what are you doing? I really like the Capaldi era interior. Yeah, the whole humans... when I get around to animating humans, they're all going to be wearing helmets, because if you think doing joints is tricky, wait till you get to facial animation. I'm like, yeah. I tried to rig that Davros model I got, and I was like, no. So that's why he didn't talk. Well, he didn't move his mouth. All of a sudden, he's a very, very crippled old man that can't even move his jaw. Poor thing. Right. I've renamed this 3A. And that works. So, why did you not work? Could you answer me that? No? Okay then. Right, that was tricky. It's taken me 40 minutes to do 30 seconds. 10 minutes a second. No, what? I don't know. I've got... hang on, I'll show you. Even when you've got it... No, that's the wrong drive. Characters... Is it in this one? Suddenly he will be a doctor that wears a helmet because he has a very rare breathing condition. No, that's going to have to be something I crack, because it's not something I could cheat. I'm trying to find... Oh, I know where it will be. Project Eden, Eden Alliance. Let's show you Owen. So this is a character. Hey. Okay. Find another one. Okay, so this is a character called Nate. One of the villains in Project Eden. Project Eden at the minute only exists in audio format. And for some reason he's got really dodgy eyelashes, so I'll delete them. He looks kind of low res at the minute, but if you... Yeah, so that's how he looks. I didn't make this. This when you subscribe to any Adobe software, you get access to a program called Fuse, which basically lets you download a certain selection of 3D figures that are rigged. And when I say rigged, I mean rigged. Now you'd think this would be enough. Brilliant, I can start animating. No. You need to add controllers and constraints. So basically, the way you'd animate the arm is if you ever look at the way your arm goes when you move your arm, it kind of like follows your elbow. Your hand can lead, but if you're just moving your upper arm, it's a weird kind of thing. And then so what you do, you'd add a controller down here, and let's just see if I can quickly show you. The shoulder. So you've got all those joints. It's just made him do the Nazi salute, but oh well. Go to character, commands, create IK chain. That's wrong. Alright, Shadow, thanks for stopping by. Hope you have a pleasant rest. Well, that's completely messed up, but you get the idea that you can then animate the arm. Why has that done that? Anyway, the thing that really Dash Studio, I don't know. I've tried to use that, but I never got on with it. It was a really weird thing. But if I can ever get Dash Studio to work, I would use them a lot. But where is... Does this one not have... This one doesn't have... I think it might have been Kate, actually. Anyway, let me have a look. I've got to find her. Ow! Huh. I was almost sure that I had a model. Oh, look. Anna, you complete muppet. USS Anarchist? What the hell is that? There we go. So this is again another character from Project Eden. This is Anna. And she's got a bit of a cheeky grin on her face. So you see all these controls down here. They are for her face. You've got blink, eyebrows. Now you have to set all these up manually. I haven't done these, but you've got things like, so say for example, she's like really annoyed, and she goes, you then have to animate her kind of breathing in and breathing out. Eyes wide. So, which is fair enough. So if you're just having a kind of like reacting to things, it's not too difficult. You can actually have it so that you can control, so like you can control a jaw manually. But I once took a 2-second clip from Dalek Empire. I think it was of Sue's when she's being interrogated by the Dalek Supreme. Basically, I was trying to see if I could animate lip sync. That's why I had a female character. I wasn't too concerned about her looking like Sue's would. And honestly, you have to be so quick. 2 seconds doesn't sound like oh yes, you move the mouth a couple of times. No. And then you watch yourself, kind of you talking. So you're reading something. Like now, I'm conscious of how much my mouth and my face is moving. Even something similar like eyes twitch or like hands move, and you can't see. But next time you're talking, just kind of like just try and be aware of the muscle movements in your face, and then realize you've got to then transfer that to an animation, and then you've got to do it for like maybe say if someone's having an argument, you've got to show the whole range of emotion. Gives you a new respect for even when you watch like the low quality CGI series that are either on kids TV or maybe from the 90s. They didn't have all these fancy controls back then. They were doing it all manually, which is why I can watch a lot of old stuff now and not be, oh god, this is horrible. I mean, it kind of does look bad, but in a good way. Yeah, so she's rigged as well. I did. What was it? I did. I posted this on Deviant Art. Did the what's her name? She played Jo. What was her name? I can't remember the actress's name. I feel really bad. The actress played Jo Grant with the Third Doctor. I cannot remember. Anyway, so after she left, she did like a kind of a nude shoot with a Dalek, and I just kind of had a bit of fun. She's giving Lex a hug. Second Empire episode 15 is currently being worked on. But it's about halfway done. It's all there. Okay, guys, I'm going to have to cut this stream off because I've got other things I need to do today. Thank you all very much for stopping by. Yeah, and hopefully I will catch you all soon.